Okay, if you want to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, my love.
Good evening, my love. It's been 3 weeks since we were last here, but we're back.
Oh, it's been a while. We've been hard at work trying to put together our exciting things that we have for everybody this year.
Yes.
And also just working.
And I've been sick for the last week and a half, so couldn't really talk anyway.
Yeah, that's something we really wanted to talk about, which we would have done sooner, but cookies in the oven and kids need to go to bed. So
Exactly, and we actually needed to watch it because you got home a little late today.
I did get home a little late today.
Was the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, it was really good.
Woo!
And I will say I was 2 for 3. So, there's
Two
that.
for three.
2 for
Yes,
3.
on our guesses. That just reminds me that I need to put our chat in here. Oops. That's okay,
So,
though.
I'll say what I got right. So I had 3 guesses to just jump into the point because I'm sure everybody has seen it at this point because, we're about
Yes, if you're a Nintendo
3
fan, you've
hours
probably
late,
watched the
4
Nintendo
hours
Direct
late.
already. Yeah, we're a little late.
We're a little late.
That's okay.
But my guesses were, first, we would see something Mario.
Yes,
I got that one wrong.
that was one of my guesses too, though.
I was very surprised we didn't see anything Mario.
Yeah.
The second guess I had was that we would have something Pikmin.
Yes. I
Because
agreed with
Mario
that
and Pikmin were the ones that seemed the most obvious to me.
Yeah. The most, most recent to come.
Yeah, with the Mario movie, Super Mario World opening up, it seemed pretty obvious that we would have a Mario game to kind of go along with that. And there's still time, but and then Pikmin, because we basically knew that was coming. We just haven't heard anything. And the show started with Pikmin, and I am not a Pikmin fan. I know you talk about it sometimes. Are you a Pikmin fan?
I enjoy Pikmin. I think it's super adorable, and I mean, it's a relatively simple game. It's kind of a math game too, which is a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
I figured it was coming because I knew Pikmin 4 was coming up soon to be released. I didn't exactly have the date memorized or anything, but I knew it was coming. I figured there would be news about it. They've been talking about it in the My Nintendo Rewards section as well. So usually the news that's on there is news that gets talked about at Directs.
So, yes?
Yes, what?
Are you a Pikmin fan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not dying to get the game, but it's kind of once I've played all my other games, if there's no other games coming for a couple months, I'll probably get Pikmin 4.
Yeah. Right now, Carly is playing
Hogwarts Legacy, which I have been putting my live streams onto this channel. Primarily because it is also book and movie related, because it's the Harry Potter world. So I feel like it kind of fits into who I am as a video gamer. This is a property that I love. So
Well, and we're trying to consolidate a lot of the stuff that we're doing.
yeah.
Because, we are not professional YouTubers.
No.
But Carly is a very big Potterhead. And this game looks really good. I gotta say, for someone who's not necessarily a Potterhead, it looks good. I'm like, that looks fun. I like all the little touches that they did to it.
It is fresh enough. It actually, so the way we described Andor, of it is a Star Wars story without it having to be Star Wars. It's set in the universe of Star Wars, but you don't actually have to know anything about Star Wars to love it. Hogwarts Legacy is set in the world of Harry Potter. You don't have to know a single thing about Harry Potter to love this game. And I think that's what's actually great about it. It's great for people like me who know almost everything there is to know about Harry Potter land, basically. But for people like you, who it's you saw the movies, and I think you read only the first book.
I don't know.
It works for you because it's not like you have to know all these little details. And for people who have never read, never seen, which, what rock are you living under if you've never even at least seen the movies, you don't have to know a single thing to enjoy this game. But anyway, we're talking about Nintendo Direct here.
Yes. So if you can't tell, she's very excited. So come hang out with Carly whenever she gets a chance to play.
Yes,
And
I will
in between doing all the other stuff we're working on.
occasionally have the mic on and sometimes the video on. We'll see. It'll have to be days that the kids are not home.
or when we're not having
Yeah,
a conversation about politics.
Yeah. Or that.
So we already got rid of one of the streams.
Yeah.
But come hang out with her. It's lots of fun. She'll chat with you guys. But back to Nintendo.
Yes.
The third thing that I was certain that we were going to see was Zelda.
Yes.
And we did. It
we
was so
did.
good.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good.
It was funny because we knew it was coming, and our 9-year-old who has started playing, she's almost 10. She's just started playing like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
And it took her a second until she finally saw Link standing in the trailer. She was like, "Oh,
That's the game I'm playing." Yeah. Well,
we're
sort of.
sitting
It's
over
the
here
sequel.
like, yeah."
Yeah. But it was really good, and I'm sure that's what everybody was looking forward to. And I am pleased to say, because I don't want to make any bets to say that wasn't going to get delayed, because that would not be the first time that Nintendo has been like, we're going to push this back for a console release, or
And we've shadow dropped like 35 games today, so
Oh, yeah.
you'll feel fine about it if
Yeah.
we do have to
they
delay.
shadow dropped a bunch of other great stuff, like
Game Boy emulator through the Nintendo Online.
Yep.
So, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga,
Yep.
Golden Sun,
Yes, that's the one I'm
like-
more excited for.
every single Mega Man game.
Yeah, every single Mega Man Net game.
Okay,
They're-
yes,
they're
but
different.
like that
Yeah.
was like 15 games.
Also, I was a little surprised. This was something else I guessed, but I wasn't 100% on, but it made a lot of sense, was Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
I was like, they're going to do a remaster. There's going to be a trilogy remaster. I was surprised they only remastered the first.
I
know the
bet-
other ones are coming,
Yes.
but so to give them kind of more time to, because
Yeah.
4 is not even
We'll
close.
space it out.
Yeah.
Let people, have a chance to enjoy the first game.
But this-
see if people even want it.
This tells me that they were not going to remaster them, but because Metroid Prime 4 has had such a headache getting done, like they had to redo the studio, they redid the game, they handed it off to a different publisher. Like there's been a whole thing. It tells me that by them doing only one, tells me that they were never going to redo this, or remaster it, and they're only doing it now. And they're like, we need time.
yeah.
Like we announced it, but now we need time.
Here's something else to tide you over.
So there's that.
There was a bunch of other like indie games, or not indie, but like smaller games that were talked about. Things that we're not terribly interested in.
No.
There was something that looked like a cross between Animal Crossing and like just generic fantasy, which for some people that could be a lot of fun. I adore the Animal Crossing game.
I just love Nintendo. I love
Yeah.
Nintendo's family-friendly atmosphere. All their games,
Yeah.
they are so close to my heart.
Which is
They're
funny
great.
though. Metroid's pretty hardcore
I mean,
compared to like
Sure,
I
but-
feel like other Nintendo games.
you could kind of say that about this most recent Zelda game.
Oh my gosh, no! This is gonna
This
be like
this Zelda
is gonna
game
be like
looked
horror.
kind of dark, kind
Yeah.
of horror-esque. Zombies coming to life.
but like in a way that I'm okay with. This isn't like it's gonna be gory and like like overtly creepy. Like
Yeah.
if anything, it's probably just more creepy as opposed to like horrific,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with.
So I mean, it looks great. I can't tell if there's going to be actual under the ground dungeons. I hope there are.
Yeah.
There's definitely a whole lot of sky stuff and new enemies in the sky and new enemies in general. And
Could you imagine if they did both? Because we have the overworld, right?
I hope that they do, simply because the mods for Breath of the Wild are
which I still actually know nothing about. I haven't looked into them because you said you were gonna
I know
do it. So I haven't even like looked at any of what they actually
I've
are.
been having trouble because I was using my copy from our old Wii U, and it has just been troublesome.
The Wii U bricked itself.
And then it bricked itself, so I'm left with what I got from it, and I'm trying to piece it together.
Yeah.
Because I like to do things legally.
Yes.
But anyway, it like with all the mods from Breath of the Wild, like I kind of hope they pull it out of the stops, and it looks great. I think they have something impressive really coming. I mean, how do you follow up the best game ever made?
I know, right? Which is pretty big coming from you since you've played like every single Zelda game.
Pretty much.
for you to say, like, not only is this the best Zelda game, but in your opinion, one of the best games, like, ever.
I mean, so I love story above
Yes.
all. And I will say Zelda's not exactly story driven.
It is not.
But it's such an amazing game. And does something for people like me who I am not necessarily an explorer. Like, I was like, I don't
As opposed to me.
Yeah. I don't want to go over there and find out what's under that shack. I want to go over there and beat the main bad guy and then call it a day.
And then
Like-
there's me who's, like, on Satori Mountain for, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah, like you show me Ganon and say that I can go straight to Ganon, I say hold my beer.
Yeah.
So
Well, not beer.
sure. But the turn of phrase.
Yes.
So hold my milk. But
You're a milk drinker.
I am a milk drinker. It's delicious.
I know milk is the best.
Like that, I'm totally narrow-minded focused, which is why I love stories, because you can go off in these different ways.
Which is part of the reason why I'm living Hogwarts Legacy so much so far, because there's so much story that is,
But
like,
also
brand new to
a
me.
lot of exploration,
Yes,
which you love.
it's so perfect.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild does for people like me who don't like to explore. It really encourages exploring in such a natural way, and so I'm hoping that they can kind of build on that both above, in the air, but also underneath. I'm really hoping for underground dungeons. I believe if you guys have watched the trailer, I believe we've only seen probably the very beginning, much like when we saw Breath of the Wild. We're like, oh, you guys actually showed us, I don't know, nothing.
Yeah.
So I think they've showed us next to nothing. I think there's a lot of surprises still to come,
So thinking
even though there are a lot of great snoops on the internet.
thinking of Breath of the Wild, right, and that open exploration, part of that came from because you could see a shrine just barely in the distance. Actually, you could see usually like 3 or 4, and then a tower. But then you could also see what looked like maybe a Korok thing. So every time, it wasn't that you were just exploring emptiness. You were like, that's the next thing I want to go to, and then that, and then that, and then that. And you're picking these things out. But I like that it was a very natural way. It wasn't like the Assassin's Creed games where you had to stand on the tallest peak and then pick everything out to place it on your map to find it later. It was actually open exploration. You could pin things.
Yeah,
And you could
until
stamp.
you ran out of pins.
Yeah, and then you could stamp them, which there's a decent amount of stamps.
Yeah.
But it felt normal enough to not use those. And so I'm curious, though, what are going to be the things that they have us exploring this time? Because we've done the shrines. There'd be no reason for there to be shrines to visit again. We've already accomplished all 101 of them, or whatever it is. It's not going to be Koroks. That just feels too...
Well, I think we have a new version of shrines. Like we see kind of like new versions of towers.
Yes.
We see kind of
Those tornado things.
tornado things, which we think are, going to be your ascension points, right? That's how
Yeah.
you get to the sky. So you have your sky dungeons.
I'm just curious, what's going to be the collectible, so to speak, this time. Like the Korok seeds were collectibles.
And I think there's going to be an element of rediscovery, right? Oh no, I got to go save Terrytown. I helped build that place up.
I know.
It's like, oh no, I got to go save Hyrule. So I think jumping around to these different places, and then when we're there, we get to see how they changed and maybe helping bring the land. I think there's going to be an element of slowly bringing the land back to the way it was, sort of.
Maybe.
Almost like, Skyward Sword. The game starts with there was a separation, right?
Yeah.
And I think, at the end of the game, you bring
Skyloft.
ultimately the Skyloft down to the main island. So I think it's
Where
gonna,
it came from originally.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be like that now, where only you're going to be bringing it down in pieces. And so you're slowly reassembling the land.
That'd be interesting.
The problem with that is if you do that, you can't return to the sky,
yeah.
which kind of defeats the game. So maybe not.
So then also, real quick, the monsters are all weird this time. So we got Bokoblins, and they used to just have these tiny little cones, basically, where they're horns. They've now got, like,
Swords.
serrated spearheads.
It's like,
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like that axe dog thing or the chainsaw dog that everybody's drawing these days.
it's an anime. I'm not
okay.
interested, but it's like chainsaw face or something.
Yeah,
I'm
something
not
weird like that.
interested.
But anyway. But yeah, all of the ones who have horns have very different horns than usual. So even like the Moblins, theirs was like a weird cap kind of looking thing.
Well, we see a dragon.
We see a dragon.
Everything is better with
more
dragons.
Western dragon,
A
though,
more Western style
not
dragon,
like
yeah.
a worm dragon like you would have from Eastern, but a more Western. He's got the kind of wyvernish look going on, and he's on fire.
And he's on fire. I'm excited. Come on. Link fighting a dragon.
I mean, Zelda fighting a dragon, though.
Zelda
Give
fight.
it to me.
Yeah.
I want to play Zelda.
We have a lot of hopes for this game, which I'm trying to temper.
Yes, I'm trying to temper my expectations.
Because, unfortunately, as good as Breath of the Wild is, more Breath of the Wild is not what I want.
No.
Because, effectually, like, if this is just more Breath of the Wild, and even if it's not, watch this happen, this game is just going to end up being a mod for the old game, and then you're just going to have this big collage of awesomeness.
Yes.
But more Breath of the Wild, cool, awesome, great. But it was kind of my biggest criticism of, say, Horizon
Forbidden West. I knew that's where you were going.
Is that the second one?
Yes.
Forbidden West? Mm-hmm. What was the DLC?
Frozen North. Or Frozen Wilds.
Frozen Wilds, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Is that it was just more of the same. I'm like, cool, the story's fun, I enjoy it, but it's more of the same. I was like, I've done this. It was novel at first, and I was like, don't get me wrong, it's well made, I like it, the story's
Looks
good.
beautiful.
I was like, but at a certain point, it's kind of like saying a game is too long, which is a real thing. I don't want 3,000 hours of Breath of the Wild. 300 hours, sure. A game can.
I've already put 300 hours in, so.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were 300 hours in and still basically have only scratched the surface, it's too long. Mm-hmm. Like, there are games that are legitimately too long.
Wasn't the newest, like, Assassin's Creed or something, it was like 600 hours just for if you do all the side quests and things.
Something
and
like
I was
that.
like, that's a lot.
It's too much.
Too
well,
much.
and so that's the danger you get into if you do a game that is just more of the same, is that you basically feel like it's one game, and then it's just too long.
Yeah. This actually seems very different. So
It
as
does.
compared to
I have high
Forbidden
hopes.
West to Zero Dawn, where you were still fighting mechanical beasts, you just had to learn different moves, where you were still helping out other tribes, they were just different names. Really the only difference was, learning about the people from space. But this actually felt very different. We have vastly new mechanics to figure out, flying, for Pete's sake. We actually have very different monsters, it seems, to fight. There's even like a bigger Bokoblin.
Sort of. They're kind of the same, though.
Kinda. But like we've got that like in between that's like between a Bokoblin and a Hinox.
Yeah, he's kind of like a really chunky.
Yeah, he's like a really chubby Bokoblin.
He kind of reminds me of Ganon from the original game where he was pig-faced.
Piggy, yeah. A little bit. I really want... So I want the sky stuff. I want the regular land stuff, because, there's no reason we shouldn't be exploring the regular land as well. I want to see what's changed.
I want a constant... So, the original Breath of the Wild, if you think about it, was you were going from here to here to here, but it's all kind of vertical, right? Mm-hmm. I hope we do that, but now we're going like this.
Yeah.
We're going from the mainland to the sky, from the sky to the mainland, to the mainland to a dungeon, to the dungeon to the mainland. Like, I want to be going like this.
I have a feeling we're going to have caves to explore, so it'll be it'll be kind of your underground element, but more like in ground as opposed to underground, because thinking of like mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
I really want to be able to dive into the water, so I stop losing my star shards in the rivers and the lakes.
That would be nice.
Please, or at least give me a way of like pulling it to me with my new magic arm.
The longest dive, you dive from an island into like the Zora Lake or something.
Talk about a leap of faith.
Yeah, that would be great. The ultimate leap of faith. I don't necessarily want to speculate too much. One, we're not professional snoopers. You'll find people like Zeltic who will break down all the different things that you can find in the trailer, which is great. I appreciate the stuff that they do.
And I appreciate the stuff that some of the things that he found that I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that connection, or like I never would have noticed that, because he also like does all these stops and like rewinds and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I appreciate that stuff, but also we have a phrase that I stole from the internet, which is I don't want my expectation or my anticipations to become my expectations. So I don't want to hope for all these wonderful, great things, and then we just get another great game, but not what I wanted. So I'm just going to wait and see. I'm going to play the crap out of this game. I'm super excited. I love Nintendo so much.
Going to try very hard to get the collector's edition.
We're going to try very hard to get the collector's edition. I missed out.
So I'm usually very in the know of collector's edition.
I missed out on the Jedi Fallen Order Survivor collector's edition. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either. And you guys can tell from my background and from the things that I post on Twitter or on here. I like to collect cool things.
Yes, not every, like, we're not hoarder, like, I gotta get every single thing.
Some people will get every edition, right, of, like, the Horizon.
Which, good for them. But that's not the type of collector that we are. We're the collectors we're like, ooh, that's cool and unique. I want it.
Yeah. So, like, Pip-Boys or something.
Sure.
Anyway,
just giving me that eye.
But so unfortunately we missed out on the Jedi Survivor.
And it was sold out. It was like I found out. I think
2 days after it dropped.
Was it 2 days? Mm-hmm. It was a day or two after it dropped, and I found out it sold out within like 2 hours. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's not even fair. I wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Looked so cool.
So we're going to try for this collector's edition. For those who don't know what's in it, there is a actual physical copy of the game. So that's actually going to be kind of nice because then we can play it on both of our Switches.
That's true. Yeah.
A steel book which has the depiction of that mural creature that is in not this trailer that we got, but the previous trailer. There's a curious creature with what is it, seven swirls around it for like the 7 sages is what some people are guessing it is.
Yeah, people are thinking it's Hylia.
Yeah, people are trying to figure out what it is. And there's also a metal print of the key art from Tears of the Kingdom. There is also a set of 4 pins, which we can only see art from one of them right now. And then there is also the art book of concept art. Just
to make sure we have it, I might also buy the DLC, the digital version.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you can buy a digital version pretty much.
I know.
Anywhere.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't.
So we can have 2 people playing at the same time.
Maybe we might both want to be obsessed with this game. So.
Well, maybe I'll live stream while you're at work, and you can watch me play on live streams.
I'm not gonna watch you play. I want to play my own game.
And then you come home, and I can watch you play.
Get your fans to watch you play. I want to play my own.
I have no gaming fans. That's okay.
That is true. I'll watch you play after I beat the game.
Okay. Actually, that was one of our struggles. Remember?
We both be playing Breath of the Wild.
You tended to play on the TV, which was fine. So when you were home from work, you would usually play on the TV, and I would usually watch you. But then I would play when you were gone, and so like you'd come home and I'd be playing on the game. You're like, wait a second, what's that?
Yeah.
And then you'd be doing stuff, and you're like, wait a second, what's that?
Which was honestly the best part of Breath of the Wild. Where like we both took such drastically different turns.
Very different paths.
Just from the beginning, it's like, wait, where did you go?
I Not even left. Kidding.
Oh, I went up.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was. It's like you take even a left or right at the very beginning, and it completely changes
the way they play again.
We took a different order in how we defeated the beasts.
I didn't even know about like cooking until like halfway through my game.
I know. I had like 2,000 rupees, and you're like, how do you have so much money? I was like, I cooked and I sold, and you're like, what?
Yeah, like I sold extra weapons that I had, and I sold and like finding rupee boxes and stuff like that. But then like I was like, what? Cooking? You're like, yeah, just throw random ingredients together. I was like, oh my gosh, because one of the things I actually don't like in games is I'm not a crafter.
Yes, you are not.
Cooking is very much. In most games, crafting, you have to know the recipe, but cooking in this game is, you could just kind of throw stuff together and you'll get something.
As long as it's food, then you'll get food. Yeah. And as long as it's monster parts and a critter, it's a potion.
It works for me perfectly, because I hate, I'm not a crafter.
You just figured out like your favorite 5, and that's like all you did.
That's all I made, yeah. I was like, this, boom.
Party radishes every time.
Yeah, it is great. So, but like, the funny thing is, like, I didn't know until halfway through I had already beaten like one or two of the divine beasts. Like
Yeah.
I had beaten many of the shrines. I'm like, wait a second. How do you have so much stinking money? I've been trying to save up for this armor. Because I know what it was. I was trying to get to Death Mountain, but I couldn't because it was too hot.
Yes.
And I didn't know that you could get the
That you could get
the
so you
helmet.
could get the pants from one person and the helmet from somebody else.
well, so you get the pants. They just give them to you, or is it the
Yeah,
helmet?
you have to collect 10 of the lizards, and the guy trades you pants.
See, and you're a collector too, and so I was just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna buy it when I get there.
I was like, I'll just buy it when I get there.
Yeah.
So like, what I did was I saved up all my money, I threw on those stupid pants, and I with all my money I bought all the health potions and food and like meat that I could get,
And, like,
I
cooldown
booked
effects
it.
you did.
I booked it until I could get to the Death Island shop, and I was like, come on. I was like, buy this before I die.
Yeah. At least I can't die while I'm talking to you.
And I did. I bought it, and then I died. But luckily, if you buy it, it comes back with you.
Yes.
So that was my. And then somewhere along the way, but around that same time, we talked about.
Because you played
We
quite
talked
a
about
bit
cooking.
before I even actually started.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So
And yeah, I'm over here, I'm like raking in the rupees.
yeah.
And I'm buying like the stealth armor.
So I don't know if it was at that point you're just like, why don't you just cook something? And
sell
you
it.
might have, and I'm like, I don't want to cook. And then at some point I was watching, I was like, how do you have so much cooking? Like I told you. And I was like, what? Crazy.
I know.
Who would have knew? So
I know. I came as close to 100%ing that game as I could because I'm not someone who's going to go around and collect all of the Koroks and stuff.
that's
I collected a decent amount of them. It was something like half.
even for me, who is not a
But-
collector, I got pretty close.
Yeah. But like I upgraded all the armor, I upgraded all my slots, I, freed everything. I did every single shrine. I did every quest. Every single quest, every side quest, every DLC quest, every quest. There's nothing left on my list. So the only thing that's left is 300 some odd Korok seeds, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to.
I already know what the reward is. It's a bigger pile of golden poo, so...
Yeah. So we are very excited. We love Zelda. Hopefully you guys like Zelda as much as we do.
Yes.
Carly might be on here doing some live streams of Zelda. But she definitely will be on here doing some live streams of Hogwarts.
Legacy. We
So,
have 2 of those up right now.
Come
if you
join
wanna
her.
Check it out.
We will have another giveaway. This one actually gaming focused.
Yeah.
Here
so,
in probably a month.
Yeah. Planning next month, we'll have a few game-related items to give away. We have a MetaQuest 2 code for a game to give away. We have a couple of my hoodies from Ready Gamer 1.
We have a CPU we're going to give away.
CPU.
And so, and that's just for fun. We just happen to have some stuff lying around. So don't get...
It's not our trash.
It's not, well,
That's not what we mean.
It's not our trash.
We
but,
just have extra things that we're not going to use,
Yeah.
so somebody could use
for
it.
example, the gaming code is for
Resident
Resident
Evil 4.
Evil on the MetaQuest 2.
Not touching that.
We are not horror game fans, so
not doing
not our
it.
trash, but we don't like it. So you're welcome to come check out our giveaway and see if you can nab that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back with other videos. I know we've been absent for a while, but we've been very busy, and I promise we do have some stuff special that is coming later this year.
Got Lily's adventure.
Well, we got Lily's adventure, which we'll post up on here. Cassie's adventure is planning is coming along.
Yep,
We
later
have a-
this
We
year.
have a fall adventure. We have a project that you're working on.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
I have a
Well,
lot.
you guys will have to wait and find out because we don't want to spoil these just yet, and we don't want to announce anything too early.
Oh,
The big one,
the with the creatures.
yes, with the
and the
creatures.
collections and the
Yes.
Abbey.
Yes,
Okay, that one.
that one.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah,
main one.
she's wondering when I'm going to start posting up those videos.
Oh, yes.
So yeah. I'm still waiting on my brother to give me a couple of tracks to use as background music for those.
Anyway, we have lots of stuff coming. We're just
so
working on it. It's a lot of
you.
work in between our regular lives because we are not
Yes.
professional YouTubers.
And let us know if there's anything that you're kind of like, hey, do you guys have any opinions about like this topic or that book or this movie?
Or if you want to help support us and help get this stuff done quicker, support us down on Patreon or Coffee, I believe we have down there.
I should probably actually put, you're pointing down, but we no longer have a banner down there.
Oh, well, it's going to be done there
but yeah, we have a Patreon. The link is in the description. But
Yeah,
we just like to share stuff with you guys. So thank you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, to our patron. That's so kind of you.
Let me double check. I had it pulled up, and then I exited
and then we closed
everything.
Computers. What are you going to do with them?
Keep things open, apparently.
So we do have a lot of stuff coming. Support us, don't support us. These are passion projects that we are excited to share with the community and with all those who love supporting Carly. I'm very excited about it. I do as much as I can to help her out, but you guys will definitely love the one that's coming later this fall.
Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love this so much.
Our kids adventures should be pretty fun. So come hang out with us as we post those up. And we have a few more surprises that are coming.
So thank you to Matthew Garcia. You've been with us for 2 months now. Yay!
Yay!
Really appreciate your friendly tips. And yeah, if any of you decide to also support our Patreon or whatever, we'll be reading out names at the end of our live streams.
Is it? I guess we don't have coffee anymore.
We have a coffee, but it wasn't. It's just not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. What do I know?
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed the Nintendo Direct, because we certainly did.
Yes, we had a lot of fun. We had to talk about it, even though we've been away.
And it's super late, and y'all are probably asleep anyway. So.
Bye.
Bye.